Hey guys, welcome back. Phew, it is hot and humid here. What is the weather like where you are? It is, my hair is humid crazy. Tell me in the comments below what the weather is like where you're from. Today I wanted to talk to you about transitioning your wardrobe from season to season is what we're going to talk about today. And this is kind of how I do it. Now, I get bored really easy, so what I do kind of changes. It's always evolving. There are times where I have put together outfits, just put together entire outfits from top to bottom, and had them in my closet, and that's just what I wore. And when I did laundry, as I was hanging things up, I hung them back in their, in their outfits, and I just wore the same outfits. There are times when I will change out my closet based on a certain fashion trend. And there are times that I have done that kind of month to month. Sometimes it's based on a trend. Sometimes it might be based on a popular color. Sometimes I tend to be the person who likes to do things before everybody else. You rarely catch me doing something that's trendy while everybody else is doing it. By the time everybody else is doing it, I'm on to something else. And I've always been that way. And I'm really good about predicting what fashions are going to be coming up within the next year or two. And so that's just what I do. I wear the stuff long before it will become popular. And then when it's popular, I'm already doing something else, and I don't want to be a part of it. I just have never liked doing what everybody else does. I like to feel like an individual. I like to feel, I like to start the trends, not follow the trends, just that kind of thing. So I go through phases where, that's what drives me and motivates me as I change things out. Here lately, I've realized that I've kind of just been changing things for the season. I do really like to have everything sort of organized so that I don't have to think about it all the time, and I don't waste time like tearing things out of my closet trying to find something to wear and going through that whole thing. And I think everybody has been through that, where you feel like you've got, a house full of clothes and nothing to wear. I don't like going through that and losing time for my day and all that kind of stuff. And so I like to kind of have everything just easy, where it's just ready for me to grab and go. So the way I've been doing that lately has been that I have like one thing that sort of inspires all of it, and I've kind of been changing it seasonally. So I'm going to show you kind of what I was being inspired by for spring, and then show you how I'm transferring that into fall. So, not fall, into summer. The seasons are so screwy these days that I feel like any random season could come next. So, for the spring, I was basically inspired by this scarf that I have here. And this is a scarf that I was given for Christmas, so that's, that's kind of what kicked it off and kicked off the interest in it. And this is kind of a heavy, dark pattern for spring in a way, but, I mean, you guys will know that we had kind of an unusually long winter this year, and so the beginning of spring for quite some time was still very wintry. So this was fitting, and it's a very thin material, so it really is a springy summer style scarf. It's a very lightweight scarf. It just happens to be kind of, dark colors and, an animal print. An animal print can a lot of times be a little bit of a heavier feeling pattern. So this is what kicked everything off, and basically what I did is I started with this, and then I kind of set aside things that just automatically go with this so that I could just grab outfits and go. So, what I did is I changed, I had jewelry set aside that specifically goes with this. My handbag is white. I will probably still continue to use that handbag through the summer, which obviously goes with this. I had, I knew exactly what pair of shoes or pairs of shoes I could just grab and go that, would kind of correspond back to this. And then all I had to do was just, whip together an outfit, like a pair of pants and a top that I could throw this on, throw the jewelry on and the shoes, and I'm ready, I'm out the door. And, that's fairly easy. Any kind of solid color top, jeans, dress pants, a solid color dress. I mean, it made it really easy. So, because this is kind of a darker color, a little bit of a darker feel, I'm transitioning out of this for the summer. And what is inspiring my summer kind of go-to look, and I just want to preface and say that I don't wear this every single day, but when I have someplace I need to go where I need to be a little more pulled together, or what have you, it's there and it's ready to go, so I can just throw the clothes on and grab it, and I'm all pulled together and it's easy. It's not that I'm wearing it every single day and every single outfit has this with it. Okay, so what I'm sort of inspired by for the summer are these bracelets, and these are bracelets that I found at Michael's, and I found them on sale for 50 cents each. Actually 49 cents each. Go me. And you get a bunch of these, you mix them with some metal bracelets and, maybe a watch, and you head out the door, right? And I can still do that. I mean, I can add to this. I can add watches, I can mix and match watches, I can mix and match some more bangles with it. I can do more with it. But this is kind of the start of where everything is evolving from. So I'll just show them to you. This is a little green one with little silver balls. It's just these woven type of bracelets. This one is one that wraps around, a couple times, and it's pink with little gold balls in the middle. This is the same bracelet. It just happens to be blue with little gold balls in the middle. And then this is the same as the first one. It's just pink with the silver balls. And so, these are just ready to roll. They're all put together. I can wear them just like this, or I can add to them, like I said, and I'm ready to roll out the door. Okay, so the next thing leads me to jewelry, because I mentioned that, I kind of had jewelry set aside to go with the, that scarf, where I didn't have to think about it. I just grabbed it and went. And so, one of those things is earrings. And I just was using these silver hoops. I was going to say simple silver hoops, but they're not really that simple. They have a kind of a braided, sort of woven basket metal. I don't know if it'll really show up, if it'll focus on that. But anyway, just silver hoops. Just pack, these tie back nicely to this. And then for rings, I've been wearing my... everybody wears midi rings these days. Any of us. I've always worn, I have a baby ring that I've obviously had since I was little, and I've always worn that on different, it actually is it's like a knuckle ring for me. It fits right about here. So I've always done that. So wearing this is not a trendy thing for me. This is just something I've always done. And so what I was doing was I had this big thick ring. This is a Silpata ring from years ago, long before Avon even bought Silpata. I was buying from them. And so I was putting this on my middle finger. Then I have two rings that both are small sizes. You don't have to buy rings that are specifically labeled midi ring. Just buy rings that are sizes too small for you. Like, if your ring finger is a size like 7, let's just say, then if you buy a ring that's a size 4 or 5, it's going to be a midi ring for you, right? So you don't have to buy things that are labeled that. Some people are like, I can't find them. It's any ring, just buy a small size. So anyway, this has just multicolored gems all the way around it, and I stack these two on top of each other most of the time. Sometimes I wear them separately. But this is a little one that has bows with two little CZs inside the bow, and it's kind of like a twisted band. And most of the time I stack these, especially when I'm wearing them with this, I just stack them together because it just gives a little different look. But, I can divide these up and wear them on different fingers if I wanted to. So this ring in particular for me right now, I've had summers in the past where I've worn it in the summer, but for right now it just feels kind of heavy to me and less summery, just based on, style right now, my taste right now. So I'm swapping this one out. I'm going to keep wearing these rings because these have always been kind of my go-to rings. And I'm going to wear this simple, single twist band, and then put these on top of it. And I may put them like this, I may put them like this, I may, whatever. I may just wear one and not the other. Whatever. I might add more to it. But no matter what, I know I have these that I can just grab and go. And, I mean, they go together. This being silver and gold means that I can wear any kind of metal, no matter what. And then for earrings, because it's the summertime, I'm going to be wearing these little starfish earrings. And these are texture. These are really nice. These are ones I believe I got these like at a festival that somebody had put together for very cheaply, like $1. And they're actually really sturdy, well-made earrings. So, I mean, they're starfish. It's summertime. These are something that seem weird for me to wear any other season. I can wear them, and I have worn them on other seasons, but I don't know. It just doesn't quite fit. Sort of like wearing, white linen pants in the wintertime. It just doesn't feel quite right. So these I can just grab and go. And I keep this all together, and it's just ready to roll. Then something else I always change out when the new season starts, whether I need to or not, whether I have recently or not, is my toothbrush. This is one that was sent to me. So I'm just going to use it. It's a Colgate toothbrush. Just says full head, soft bristles. I actually don't know if there's like a brush type, but it's just a plain long-headed toothbrush. It's, no fancy bells and whistles, just a little toothbrush. So I'm going to be switching that out. And then for my hand lotion, I normally with products am the kind of person who will just start to use a product and just finish it. And I don't really care if it's seasonally appropriate or not. But I don't know, here lately, I've just been kind of inspired to switch things up more often that I normally would just use until it's gone. So you guys will remember me saying that next to my bathroom sink, I always keep a hand lotion, so after I wash my hands, I can put some lotion on. And I was using up the Winter Wonderland hand cream. This is an Ulta hand cream. And, this is kind of a berry-ish smell, so the smell itself is, it's appropriate for summertime. I mean, obviously this isn't necessarily, but nobody's going to be in my personal bathroom, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I don't know, I just felt like switching it out, so I'm going to. And so I've talked about this before. This is the Bath & Body Works Antibacterial Moisturizing Hand Lotion. This is in the Black Raspberry Vanilla. And, packaging for all this stuff is different. This particular hand lotion, I don't think you can get any more, but the Black Raspberry Vanilla fragrance you can still get. And I'm just switching this out. I'm just going to use this for a while. It's a nice, fresh, fruity scent, so that will be nice for the summer. And then for fragrance, I always have just like a go-to fragrance, whatever my favorite fragrance is, and I switch back and forth between, I'll use up a bottle of my favorite fragrance, and then I'll use up a bottle of another fragrance, and then I go back to my favorite, and then I use something else. Go back to my favorite, use something else. And my go-to fragrance for a long time now has been Juicy Couture's Viva La Juicy. And I sort of have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with Viva La Juicy because I really love the fragrance. But it's one that I have a hard time recommending to people because it doesn't last long, and it's expensive. It's way too high priced for the quality as far as the staying power of this perfume. Way too high priced. It's like ridiculous. But I really love the scent. And there are a lot of equivalent fragrances out there. So if you're looking for something, there are a lot that smell very similar to this. But it just is, the scent has just been my favorite for quite some time now. So, but I'm going to switch that out for the summertime. And what I pulled out was the Mark Instant Vacation Fragrance Mist. And this is like one of the original Mark perfumes, you know, every year they do like a vacation themed perfume, and this is kind of the start of it. And the let me tell you what it says. Your paradise is just a spray away. This exotic blend of enticing island fruits, jasmine, and vanilla is your one-way ticket to a tropical getaway. So, island fruits, jasmine, and vanilla. This to me does have a that description doesn't match how it smells to me. To me, it is very reminiscent of old school tanning oil, you know, from like the 80s before and the 70s, before we knew that it was, you know, bad to be in the sun. It's got like that sort of coconutty oil feel to it with a little something else. Like, it has a little zing, a little fruitiness to it. A little, it's not really pineapple-y, but in that category. You know, it's kind of a very classic summery scent. And the vanilla, I don't really get vanilla out of it at all. It might be maybe as part of the dry down, but that's not primarily what I get from it. So just the perfect summery scent. It's got little palm trees on it, and that's just what I'll be rolling with for the summer. Shower gels. Let's talk about that for a minute. Shower gels is another thing that I generally just put one in my shower and I use it until it's gone. But for some reason here lately, I've gotten kind of bored or something, and so I'm mixing it up a little more. So I've been using, you know, since winter or fall, or I forget when, but for quite some time, this is my all-time favorite shower gel scent, and it's one of the Avon Naturals shower gels. This one isn't labeled as as the Naturals line, but it's one of the ones that they come out with seasonally, and it's in peppermint and vanilla. And I freaking love this, and I can use this all year round, and I really don't care. But just in the spirit of mixing things up, and because that's what I'm in the mood to do lately, I'm pulling out my Clean and Clear Body Morning Burst Body Wash, and it says Boost on it, so I don't know if that's the type, but this is mango and papaya. And I've had this in my shower for a while, so it just kind of lives in my shower. But I really haven't used it a whole lot, and I've had this for a very long time. I believe it was sent to me. I can't really even remember. I've had it for so long. But anyway, so obviously mango and papaya, that's a nice summery fruity scent, and so that's what I'm going to be using for a while. And then the last thing, no, one more thing, then the last thing. Another thing that I change up in the summer mainly, but kind of the late half of the spring, the late half part of the spring, when the weather really is warm enough to warrant it, is after my nighttime shower, I will switch out part of my moisturizing routine, and I add in the Skin So Soft Satin Glow Daily Body Moisturizer. This one is for medium skin tones, and the shade is Soft and Glow. And I've had this for quite some time. I use this, you know, the late part of the spring if it's warm enough, and then through the summer, just on my legs. It's a self-tanner, basically, and it's very moisturizing. I've never experienced any other moisturizer that makes your skin feel as soft as this does. Self-tanner / moisturizer. It's really, really good. And actually, it's better than most body lotions. Yeah, pretty much all body lotions. I mean, this is a really good product. I don't self-tan everywhere anymore. I only really do my legs, and it's mainly just because my legs tan really well. I tan fairly well, even though I'm very light complected with red hair and all that. That's because of my Native American ancestry. But for some reason, my legs always take a lot longer to start to get color than the rest of me, and they tan a lot better in the later half of the summer than the early part of the summer, for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just the difference in UVA, UVB rays or what, but just earlier in the year, I don't pick up as much color on my legs as I do everywhere else. And so just to even it out, because my face and my arms and my chest and everything will be a lot darker than my legs, I put this just on my legs. And then I still will be moisturizing with my regular, I have like a dry oil type gel lotion that I use like on my arms and my upper body. And I only do this after my shower at night because I just don't like, this actually doesn't really have a bad smell to it or anything, but still no matter what brand you're using, I think you always know that you have self-tanner on based on the scent. And I just really like to leave the house in the morning with my regular fragrance and nothing else, competing with it. Whereas at night, I don't mind so much if I have kind of different scents going on, or have them layered or what have you. So I really only do this at night. And then the last thing is my nail polish. I'll be switching that out. In the spring and summer, I usually don't, basically once you start to see my feet on a regular basis, I don't really paint my fingernails anymore. Or if I do, I just might paint them clear with a little, some kind of design or something on it. But in the spring and summer, I like to let my fingernails breathe and paint my toenails. And then in the fall and winter, I let my toenails breathe and I paint my fingernails. So, all spring on my toes, I've had the Sinful Colors color, and you guys might remember me showing this to you. The color is Sugar Rush, and this has been on my toes all spring. And so I'm going to swap that out with the Avon Brushed Metals Nail Enamel, and this one is in Brushed Gold. And this is a sparkly metallic. I've shown you guys this before, but it's been quite some time since you've seen it. And I picked this one because I felt like it ties back to the gold in these bracelets fairly well. And, I mean, they'll be far apart, so, and I'm going to have mixed metals on anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But just kind of ties everything together, and it's, like I said, it's an easy go-to. So, having these things all kind of set aside and just ready to roll when I know I need to kind of pull myself together or want to, throw an outfit together that I know will look nice without really having to think about it too much. It just makes my days easier. It makes the whole routine easier. It makes getting ready easier. And like I said, it's not something that I will do every single day, but when I want to kind of pull myself together or know that I'm going somewhere, like maybe out to dinner or to church or to wherever that I might want to have an outfit that's kind of cohesive without having to think about it, I will just grab the stuff and go. And then the products, obviously, they're going to be where I said they would be, and so kind of as a no-brainer, I'll just be using those because that's that's what I have out. So I would like to know, how do you change your stuff up? Are you inspired by something specific? Do you have any kind of routine? Do you do anything religiously that you always kind of do to change things up? Do you really don't care and you just wear whatever? Are you the kind of person who thinks to yourself, I really need to do that because I'm the person who drags everything out of my closet and has it all over the place and can't find anything to wear? I'm just curious to know what your kind of transition story is or how you do it. So let me know down in the comments below and let me know how you're doing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.